Today we're going to make some deli style roast beef. We're going to save a ton of money and it's going to be way better than anything you can buy at the store. But when you're making roast beef, you got to make sure you get that perfect internal temperature you're looking for. For me, I'm going for 110. You cook it however you like. But what you do have to have is a good barbecue thermometer. I got the INKBIRD 5G barbecue thermometer today. This is brand new and it's the only 5G barbecue thermometer on the market. Let's see what's in the box quick. Here it comes packaged. A real nice looking unit here. Okay, it includes 4 meat probes, USB adapter. This might be my favorite thing. It comes with holders for your probes. I always lose these. I don't know about you. I have no idea where they go, but I'm always missing them. Alright, and this has up to six probe ports. Before we get this meat cooking, let's go back to last night when I seasoned up this bottom round we're going to use to make this roast beef out of. There's many options. A bottom round is great. It's a little bit tougher, but as long as you slice it thin, it's going to be fine. You can use top round, any kind of sirloin roast. Get just about any kind of roast you want. Cook it to your favorite temperature. Slice it thin. So follow along with me. We're going to make some amazing roast beef. You're not going to want to miss this cook. We got this beautiful piece of bottom round right here. We're going to get it trimmed up, then we're going to season it. Let's mix up a little bit of rub. We're going to go with some chili joe and some herb is the word from Crave, and we're going to add a little bit of extra salt to it. I'm using Redmond's real salt. You make whatever rub you want, but if you want to use these Crave products, check out the link and discount code in my description down below. This chili joe is it's not spicy, but it's got a nice chili flavor and coffee. It's a coffee chili rub. Delicious on beef. Probably good on everything else too, but I normally use this one for beef. Burgers, steaks, roasts, anything like that. Herb is the word. Just a nice balanced herb seasoning. Good all-purpose rub. These are all low sodium rubs. That's why I add the extra salt to it. So I'll show you what we're working with right here. We're just going to go ahead and mix that in. And the meat, actually, I think I'm going to add a little bit more salt to this. So I'm going to go 2 parts salt for each part of rub. Okay, so we got this rub all mixed up. What we ended up putting in is about a teaspoon each of herb is the word and chili joe from Crave, and about a tablespoon worth of Redmond's real salt. Look at that, nice marbling in there. Now some people might not like this, but I'm going to trim off this fat cap. I think if you were going to cook steaks or something, I'd leave it on, but I'm going for a traditional style deli roast beef, so I'm going to go ahead and remove this fat cap. Plus there's a little bit of silver skin underneath it, and it's going to make it a little bit tough for deli meat. So you can see that silver skin, that's the reason why we're taking this fat cap off. This fat we're slicing off, we're not going to let it go to waste. We'll do something with this later on in the cook. The grain of the meat, it's running a little bit on angle like this, but we're going to go ahead and tie it so it squishes it this way. That's going to get those meat fibers going in a nice direction. So when we put this on the deli slicer and we slice it this way, we'll be cutting across the grain and it'll be nice and tender. This bottom round is a very flavorful cut, but if you don't slice it thinly and properly, it can be very tough. So you just want to make sure you're slicing it the right way. So there's lots of ways to tie meat. The way I do it is like your traditional square knot, except I make an extra twist on the first part of the knot. And that, once that cinches against the meat, it'll hold it, and then just twist it around again. There it is. Just going to coat this bottom round up nicely with this rub we made. Let's give it a light sprinkle. Pat it in. Just go around, get all the sides. We made just the right amount of rub. Okay, we got it all on there. I'm gonna roll this around the cutting board, pick up whatever we dropped. Alright, now we got a wire rack here. Gonna go ahead and set it on the wire rack. We're gonna put this in the refrigerator, let this dry brine overnight, and then tomorrow we'll go ahead and get it on the cooker. Stay tuned. Let's get this pellet grill going. We're gonna set it to 180 degrees. I would say anywhere from 180 to 250 would be fine. But for roast beef, I like to cook it nice and low and slow so you get that wall-to-wall pink. We're gonna reverse sear this. At the end, we'll give it a quick sear. Also, just noticed that INKBIRD went ahead and color-coded the ends. So if you're using multiple probes, it's gonna be easy for you to tell which one's which. So let's go ahead and get this probe in. When you put your meat probe in, it's critical that you get it in the middle of the meat. So what I like to do is, let's turn this so you can see it. Okay, I find the center and I mark it with my fingers, and then when I go ahead and put it in, we know we're right there in the center. Okay, it's the center both ways. The nice thing about having this 5G Wi Fi thermometer is that even though my pellet grill includes some meat probes, I got a busy day today and I don't have to stay up on the deck watching it. We're going to get some yard work done and a few other things, and I can monitor it right from my phone. I'm going to put one of these probes in the pit and keep an eye on the ambient temperature in the pellet grill as well. I've actually never done this on this cooker before. So we'll see how accurate the grill is compared to the INKBIRD thermometer. Go ahead and slide this through the grommet. And I think we'll just put this right towards the front in the center. Okay. That way with it, I think. I want to stay away from this edge where the heat comes up. So about a third of the way back. I think we'll tilt this way. Should be perfect. Alright, let's go. Pellet grill's up the temperature. Remember that beef fat that we trimmed off? We're going to go ahead and put this in the pellet grill and render some smoked beef tallow out of it. We'll see. I think at the end we might go ahead and sear the meat in this. We'll see what kind of crust we have on the outside. I'm going to put this down at the end where it's a little bit hotter so it gets rendered in time. Now here's that bottom round. I'm going to put the thicker end again towards the hotter end of the pit. Right there. Okay, we'll go ahead and run the probe through the grommet. We'll plug it right in. This is also magnetic, so it sticks. We're going to shut this lid, and this will probably be the last time we have to look at this until it's done. Alright, we're halfway through. Just want to give this meat a quick check. Color all the way around. Just let it keep going. Alright, that roast beef is sitting at about 109 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and get it off 1 degree before I said I was going to. Everybody in my family likes it rare. You do it how you want to do it though. I'm going to go ahead and leave this meat probe in, and we can keep an eye and see how much it rests up. So we'll just unplug it from the controller, feed it through the grommet. Let's go, let's get this off. Look at this. What we're going to do now is we're going to let this rest until it comes down. There's my phone. It's alerting me that the probe has been unplugged. This controller is really smart. It lets you know if you leave your lid open, if you unplug the controller by accident. So, very excited, very happy with the INKBIRD controller so far. The app is really easy to use as well. I was hoping this beef fat was going to render down a little bit better, but it didn't. That's fine. We're going to go ahead and put in this cast iron pan here. But we will go ahead and let it render a little bit on medium heat in this cast iron pan, and then we'll sear up the meat. While this renders down a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and remove the strings off of the roast, because once you get a good crust on there, if you go pull the strings off, you're going to ruin your perfect crust. Get these strings off. The rub already gave it some nice color, but we're going to get a little bit more Maillard reaction on the outside. Turn up that flavor every chance we get. While this meat rests, have a close-up look at this INKBIRD 5G barbecue thermometer. This performed perfectly throughout the whole cook, made this very convenient. Also, the app is preloaded with many preset temps for all different kinds of cooks. Rendered out, this is where it's at. If you're cooking with vegetable oil, throw that stuff out. Get yourself some real fat like this beef tallow we made here, or butter, bacon fat. lard. That's where it's at. There it is after resting. Gonna get it in this hot grease. Not looking for a really hard sear on this, just a light sear on all the sides. That there looks perfect to me. We're going to go ahead and finish searing this and then we'll check back. Alright, this literally only took a couple minutes at most. About 30 seconds per side, I would say. This roast beef has been resting in the refrigerator overnight in a vacuum sealed bag to get all the juices evenly distributed throughout the meat. Let's go ahead and open this up and start slicing into it. I can't wait to see how it looks on the inside, but look at that color on the outside too. Get it on the slicer. I got my slicer set to a number 2, and let's start slicing. Look at this. I can tell it's going to be good already. Here it comes. Look at that. That is that perfect wall-to-wall pink. You know I got to go in for a taste test right away. It was amazing. This INKBIRD controller did not let me down. It kept track of the cook the entire time, and the app was so easy to use. This is definitely my favorite Wi Fi barbecue thermometer on the market. Not to mention this one can connect to 5G Wi Fi, as well as 2.4 Hertz and Bluetooth enabled. If you need a barbecue thermometer, definitely go out and get yourself this new one from INKBIRD. You are going to love it. I'll go ahead and leave a link down below in the description for this INKBIRD barbecue thermometer, as well as some other products I used today. Here we go, in for a closer look. Look at that meat. If you don't like this temperature, no problem, just cook yours a little bit longer. But remember, it's going to rest up 5 to 10 degrees after you cook it. Here's a screenshot so you can see what the app looks like. Like I say, this is one of the best apps I've ever used. And here's what I made mine into, a meat salad.